高みを照らしたいなこの道に集い散った夢の残骸を越えて砂漠のような心まだ燃える明日を
What's all that racket? It's that troublemaker, Sandman. We found these white man books in his tent. This is the last time he could be excused. He will be punished. We will scalp him. Are there no objections?
Yeah! Punishment! Get him!
What the? He's outrunning the horses. This is not an Indian running style. It's the white man's running style, used for competitions and races.
Yeah. What are you doing? Put more into your horses. Don't let him get to the cliffs.
Sandman, you always separated yourself from the tribe, like you were making fun of us. It's your own tribe being chased off of their land by the white man. Are you looking down on us like that?
Punishment! Punish the rule breaker! You are unforgivable!
What the? Underneath my horse. What the? He dove under the horse. Sandman, are you insane? You purposefully got kicked by my horse to escape. And you're still climbing. The arrows! Shoot him with the arrows! Where are you, Sandman? And did you really come from the same tribe as me? So you were here after all, huh?
What were you thinking? Stop it! I'm sorry, sis. Please, stop!
We're going back together, Sandman. Apologize and tell them you didn't mean to insult the tribe. That's where you're wrong, sis. The white man is the enemy, but protecting yourself by knowing their culture, that's another way. Our tribe's way of thinking won't work in these times. Everybody thinks we're being hounded from our land. But the white man's basic concept is money. There is no such thing as someone's land anymore. It belongs to he who holds the money. You were always like that since you were a child. Once you decided you never cooperated with anyone else, that's why no one understands you. Let me show you something, big sis. What are these? Are you trying to tell me something? I found these markings about 2 weeks ago. They're perfect spheres. Did someone carve them out? How did they smooth them so well? And how did they do it so fast? So what? I also found some white man books here. This was done by a white man? You never said the white men were so close to us. Take it easy. This guy was alone and he's not an enemy. He didn't come here looking for gold mines or to steal anything. How would you know that? He was training here. He's been running and jumping, and I just discovered he had something in his hand. Some sort of ball. Perhaps this steel ball ran through the walls. Just what are you trying to tell me? Big sis, I wanted to say goodbye. I won't be coming back to the village. I'm going on a trip. This is a newspaper. Can you read it? It says steel ball run race opening. Prize money will be given to the winner. $50 million. Enough money to buy this land. Our land. Excuse me, sir. A word. We've had complaints, Mr. Steele. The special toilets built on the beach are overflowing with waste. There's a horrible smell. A kid even fell into the waste. We don't have enough tents. We've had a fire from the tents. A lion and a Komodo dragon have escaped their cages. We don't have enough drinking water. The Orientals are killing and cooking the dogs, and the French are laying on the beach with their dicks and tits hanging out, and a fight may break out because of it.
What's a Komodo dragon doing on the beach anyway? Understand this. You take care of the trouble. That's your job. You're supposed to take care of this. Don't bother me again.
But Mr. Steele, sir, there are too many unexpected events occurring. We predicted there would be 500 participants in the conversation. There are 2 days before the race starts, and about 2,000 people from all across America have gathered on this beach. More will come, and there are many spectators and related guests. We should celebrate, but there is a chance the race might be over before it even begins.
Damn. Alright, you can add another million. Do something about it. Go over the budget and increase our capacity 4 times. Tell those foreigners, if you have to eat dogs and show off your genitals, tell us why. If they don't quit it, kick them out. Maybe because of their culture or religion, but so what? As long as they're on this beach, they're under my rule.
We should move to another room, Mr. Steele. The Steel Ball Run conference is about to begin. Right. I'll be there soon.
What am I gonna do? I'm so scared. What's gonna happen if this goes bad? What is the race?
It's alright, Steven. You've been a promoter for 40 years. I believe in you. Do your best, my dear.
Okay.
Mr. Stephen Steele, about the Steel Ball Run race that begins in 2 days. You've repeatedly explained this before, but please explain it to the newsreaders around the world. We will then move on to the Q&A. This race is about...
Why does your hair look like that?
The Steel Ball Run race will start on September 25th, 1890 at 10 a.m. on the Pacific of San Diego Beach. The goal will be New York, making it mankind's first North American cross-country horseback race. The distance is roughly 6,000 kilometers. Following this route, the champion will receive $50 million, which will be deposited into their East and West bank accounts. Second place at $1 million, third place $500,000, fourth place $250,000, fifth place $120,000, continuing through 10th place with special prizes like checkpoint awards. Read the rulebooks for more. As long as the participant is age 16 or older, nationality, race, sex, and pro-amateur status will not be questioned. There is a necessary participation fee, which is $1,200 per person. Let's move on to the questions. Tell us the sponsors of the contest. First of all, your news company, East and West Tribune, has exclusive coverage of the race. Others include the respective publishing companies, hotel groups including the San Diego Beach Hotel, BNC Meat Packaging Corporation, Winchester Firearm Production, Horizontal Continental Railroad Corporation, Speedwagon Oil Corporation. Many other corporations across America are interested in this race.
Baron Rockachugo of Germany and royalty has announced participation in a machine called the automobile.
Ah yes, I approve of that. The race's identity is the pioneering spirit. When the railroads first opened the North American continent, people said this: the age of horses over. This race accepts that challenge. Come with any kind of machine. This race is a first in history. Nobody can predict anything that could happen. With one machine, or with one horse, no one has ever raced without rest against competition for 70 to 100 kilometers per day for a total distance of 6,000 kilometers. Is a horse's running distance of 70 kilometers to 100 kilometers per day a limit? Then it would take roughly 60-80 days to reach the goal. Like I said before, we can't predict that. There was a record in 1851 during a Crimean War where an Arabian horse ran 150 kilometers in a day. But the rider died of exhaustion. In this race, the exchange of horses is prohibited and results in disqualification. Also, the race goes partially through uncharted territory, and that means going through wastelands without roads. But still, 60 to 80 days is the estimate. Any other questions? There are some complaints about the $1,200 entry fee being a money-making racket. $1,200 is the same as a worker's monthly payment.
I don't believe so. If the participants retired during the race, how would they get back home? Their travel expenses, medical expenses, hotel fees, and food expenses will cover all of that.
This race is a sport. Will you be allowing possession of weapons?
Like the Second Amendment says, the right to bear arms, we cannot take that away with our rules. One might have to spend a night in undeveloped territory where there will be poisonous snakes and animals. So, as long as it's not considered criminal behavior, we won't say anything about that. Yes! The answer is security is needed.
Tell us about some of the other champion candidates.
The cowboy of Wyoming, Mounted Tim. He annually travels 4,000 kilometers through pastures with 3,000 cattle, and he's quite the looker too. From the Arab country of Egypt, Avdol is practicing with a camel. He crosses the Sahara Desert 3 times annually. From the Far East, the equestrian master Dathan. He is the descendant of Genghis Khan of the Mongol nomads that conquered Eurasia. And despite having origins from the low social ranks of England, he was raised by royalty and became a genius jockey of the horse world. Diego Brando, commonly known as Dio. Will his genius on the tracks work in such a long distance?
The distance is massive. Before the finish line. If no one reaches the finish line in New York, then the race is a failure. The sponsors will be furious and the total loss of trust will be in the contest itself.
I might be eliminated. That was a joke.
Like your hairline?
Failure is, listen closely, true failure is forgetting the pioneer spirit and staying far away from challenging hardship. There is no such thing as failure in this race. There are only adventurers. This steel ball run race will be an event the likes of which this world has never seen before.
One more question, sir. Is that person behind you your wife? I've heard she's 14.
This interview is over. Get out of here.
When the $1,200 entry fee is paid, there will be no refunds due to personal reasons. The start of the race in 2 days will be held rain or shine, regardless of accidents. Please sign here to acknowledge the rules. We'll record the riders' fingerprints and horses' nose prints on the starting day. Once recorded, exchange of riders or horses is strictly prohibited. This is your player identification card, number B636. Also included is race commemoration badge.
Hey, I've never seen these things before. What do you use them for? What the hell? I was just making small talk. I was just curious why you have these round things in your gun belt.
Is that so?
Why can't my legs stand up? I'm not being held down or anything.
If there's nothing wrong with the participation fee on the counter, I'll believe you. Count it up, clerk.
There's only $1,180. $20 short.
Are there any discounts?
Of course not. This isn't a general store.
I see. But didn't I just pay? I put it on the countertop.
I haven't issued a receipt, so what's short is short.
So it was you after all. Give me the coin this one for me. If I'm $20 short, I wouldn't be able to enter the race. I wouldn't be able to enter the race and win. Yo-hoo-hoo. Ding.